I saw myself very much as a peacemaker. You know, there's evil out there. We can't deny it. Whether this is an evil form of somebody trying to kill a 14-year-old girl in Pakistan or the 20th century genocides that we witnessed. There is evil out there, and sometimes we have to use force. When I was at Sandhurst, that's the military academy where we trained to become officers. The first lesson that we had about leadership was the story of, and ethics, was the story of Christ washing the feet of his disciples.
You learned that in the military?
This is the first lesson we had. This is incredible, this notion of servant leadership. The motto that we had at Sandhurst was serve to lead. There was no doubt our act was an act of service. There's also sacrifice too. I gave up my life for 6 years. I gave up everything. I gave up choice. I gave up freedom. I gave up my career.
But fundamentally, this is a violent engagement that you're going to have to engage. You were Iraq and Afghanistan. Violence, you came to understand there are times when a Christian of that kind of service level must also kill.
For every reason you've highlighted, you know, a Christian is faced with the complexity of loving your enemy in face of war. This is what General MacArthur sort of points at and hints at in his speech at West Point. He talks about, above all else, anybody else, it's the soldier alone who prays most for peace, for he must bear the deepest wounds and scars of war.
Okay. I have to ask you, Tamar, when you hear that kind of struggle and that kind of moral dilemmas that you all take to the field, why would you recommend someone get into this wonderful, or maybe not so wonderful, occupation of caring for other people's security?
If we are to look after each other, sort of in the broadest context, whether you're looking after those in your neighborhood or in your family, or the greater neighborhood, which is other countries, if you feel a sense of responsibility in that way, then it's a good choice to make, because the area you work in is not just local. It might be a disaster somewhere in your neighborhood or in your province or in this country, but it might also have you put into other theaters where you're still helping people that are in need, and just the sense of doing something bigger is huge. I'm not just saying that you feel important, it's just that you feel like you're doing something that really matters.